As of today, January 14, 2025, Viture currently has the best PC software. Of all the PC software that I've tried using XR glasses, Viture Spacewalker is the best, and I'm gonna tell you why. But before I get into behind the camera and screen recording and all that stuff, let's rewind a little bit because I went through a lot of annoyances, things that I don't like, and things that almost made me not want to recommend this. But I was finally able to get it all working and say that if you get it working right, this is the best PC software. Notice I say PC software. About 2 weeks ago, I made a video called "Can AR glasses finally replace your monitor?" Well, in this video, I covered how you can use glasses like the Vitures, the Xreal ones, the Ranios, to replace your monitor with some caveats. And there are some pros and cons to how you can do that. So if you want to know exactly which one I think is the best way to actually use your XR glasses with your for productivity, or with your PC, you should go check out that video because there are gonna be a lot more things in that video that you're not gonna see here. But I've made videos on the Xreal's Nebula for Windows. I've made videos on the Ranios PC software, and now it's time for me to make a video on Viture's Spacewalker. Today I'm going to be talking about the Viture's PC software, which is called the Spacewalker, how it differs, and why I think it's actually the best Windows PC software. I keep saying Windows because I've only used the Windows. I don't have a Mac, so I can't speak on how their Mac software works. And I also call it the best for Windows because I've also tried Nebula for Windows by Xreal, and I think it is better than Xreal's Nebula. I've also tried Ranios PC software, and I think it is better than Ranios PC software on Windows. And Rokid doesn't have a PC software as far as I know. I've also tried Ginger XR. I was one of the first to actually make videos, if not the first, to make videos on Ginger XR, software. And also, I've also made a video on AR Money. AR Money is a PC software that can actually run with Vitures, Xreals, Rokid, and I don't know if Ranio supports that or not. But if you want to check those videos out, they are on my page. Now, I've already used pretty much all the PC software, like I said, but one of the indications on how these things will get better is that Viture is very proud of their PC software, and they promote it because they're proud of it, and they should be proud of it. Obviously, there's a lot to work on, and I will show you. But one of the indications you can tell on which one is gonna keep working on their PC software and keep making it better is how they promote it and their website. If you go on Viture's website or Amazon page, it's all over their page. AR on Windows, Windows whatever, replace multiple monitors, Mac, Windows. They promote it, and I have a feeling they're gonna keep working on it and keep making it better. If you go on Xreal's website, Xreal doesn't even have Nebula for Windows on their site anymore. I mean, they still have Mac Nebula for Mac. So if you have a MacBook, there's still luck for you. But some of us don't have Mac. Actually, the majority of the population don't have Mac. We use Windows. So Xreal doesn't even have it on their website anymore. So are they really working on it? I don't know, but probably not, because they had a thing. They had Windows Nebula for Windows in beta for a long time, and then they finally removed it. Now, as far as Ranio's software is on their website, and it's actually pretty good, but they're not really promoting it heavy. If you're really proud of something, you will promote it. Now, just because they don't promote it doesn't mean it's not good. It's pretty good. There are some things I don't like about it, and there are a lot of things I do like about it. As a matter of fact, before this Xreal ones came out, I only used Ranios PC software. You can watch my previous video on why I only use Ranios PC software. But okay, so now let's get back to the Spacewalker. It is the best, hands down, of the PC software that I've used, but it's not like the best by a big margin. It's by a very, very small margin. Some of the things that I like about it are the versatility, the options that you have, the different multi windows. But as far as ease of use, Xreal's Nebula is the easiest to use. It's the one that makes the most sense. But Viture just, they packed it with a lot of options. So if you're really into productivity, you can find what works for you with the Viture's PC software. Now, one important thing to know with the Viture's PC software is it's the versions. So I have my Viture glasses right now, and let me plug it in. Actually, I'm not gonna plug it in. Let me just talk about what's going on. So with the Viture's Spacewalker, right? I had the first version, and then when I opened it, it asked me to update, and I updated the Spacewalker, and it was terrible. The app loaded up. It took a few tries, but it loaded up, and then it was just so dark. I really could not see anything. And I tried to uninstall it, reinstall it. I restarted my Windows. I tried to change the projection mode. It just would not work. So I was like, all right, before I give up on this PC software, maybe I should remove the update and go back to the previous version. So I removed the update and went back to this previous version of 1.0.2.4. This version actually works. So if you having issues with your Viture with your Spacewalker, you should probably remove the update and go to the previous version. Now, if you don't have any issues with it, stick with it. But for me, on my Windows PC, my PC is powerful enough to run pretty much any software that I've ever tried. So I was kind of surprised that the Viture's software didn't really work like that. But luckily for me, I deleted the update and just ran with the previous version. And with the previous version, it works. Everything worked like it's supposed to. There are some jello effects, a little bit of a screen drift to the left. When you move your head, there's a little bit of screen tearing. I've tried the VSync and all that stuff. It's kind of like the same with the Xreal's Nebula, where the previous version worked really well for me, and then I did an update, and then the update was just not so good. It's the same thing with Viture, where the previous version works, but then the update it doesn't work as well. But anyways, now that I went back to the previous version, I feel like I kind of have to stay here. But with that being said, though, it is the best PC software. It is the most stable. It uses the least amount of power from what I can tell, when using a PC software. And I highly encourage you guys to try it if you have a Viture's glasses. If you don't have any other glasses, I highly recommend that you try it. But I'm gonna, hopefully as I'm talking, I'm overlaying screen recordings. That way you guys can see how this PC software actually really works. All right, so with the Viture's Spacewalker, you simply take your USB device. You take your USB cable, you plug it into the right side, to the USB-C port of your computer, which mine is on the left side. So once you open the software, you're gonna see this right here. You're gonna plug your glasses in, and then you're just gonna click on next and stuff like that. But as you guys can see, it says to reduce screen tearing, enable vertical synchronization. When you're setting up your display, you can choose 120, 90 Hertz, 60 Hertz. I personally would like to start with 60 Hertz. That way I can get the best experience, because sometimes when you're on 120 Hertz, the thing lags a little bit, or, it's not as smooth. So put it on 60 Hertz just to start first and try it on. And I'm gonna start with 3 displays. You can choose between stacked, ultra wide, portrait, landscape, 2 side-by-side, single, it just gives you different options. So you're gonna click on launch. Okay, so disclaimer, because I'm wearing the glasses, there's gonna be a lot of shakiness. So if you're prone to motion sickness, bear with me. It's because naturally our head moves around a lot. That's why the image you're seeing on your screen is moving around a lot. But you can just imagine that your screen is what you're seeing through the glasses. Okay, so right now I'm running this display mode. As you guys can see, I have a window to the left, to the middle, and to the right side. That's if you were to choose this display. As you guys can see, you have different options like I was showing earlier. I'm gonna show you what this option looks like next, because I think this option right here is pretty interesting, and I'm also gonna show you this. I have it running on 60 hertz right now, so let me minimize this. Now the display is nice. Like I said, you experience some of the same issues that you would experience with Nebula. Well, let me just focus on the Spacewalker, since most of you are only gonna have Vitures. But right now I'm getting a screen drift, meaning that my screen is shifting to the left over time, and I have to constantly reset it. I've tried a calibration thing, but for some reason it's still slowly shifting to the left. So let me reset it. Let me put it back to the center. Okay, now it's back to the center. Okay. As you move your head side to side, there's a little bit of a screen jello, screen tearing. I've tried everything that Viture says to try, but there's still a little bit of it. It's not so bad that I can't use it. It's actually usable. It's just something to note as you're using uh, the software. Another thing is that the controls aren't so intuitive. They're not very user friendly because, for example, to change this size or to bring it closer or farther, make it bigger or smaller, it requires a bunch of key combinations that you either have to remember or constantly look up. And it's not very easy to control, like, how something like Xreal's Nebula OS for Windows or Ranios, MirrorLink. It's those softwares are easy to control, make smaller, bigger. This one is requires a few key combinations, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about in a second. So this is the Xreal's version, Xreal's Nebula OS. Once again, you also have a little bit of a screen tear, but there is zero screen drift. One thing with Xreal is that every time I've ever used the software, especially on the PC, there is zero. I mean, pretty much all the software, there's zero screen drift. Maybe every now and then you might get a little bit of something, but very rarely do I get a screen drift. However, you are experiencing some screen jello or screen tearing, just like on the Spacewalker. You have less options than the Vitures, but you still have, Xreal, you have 3 display options, 2 and 1, and then you have a regular ultra wide and you have the super ultra wide. If you click on any one of those, it automatically changes. And here you can easily calibrate the screen, unlike the Vitures where you have to press like a bunch of, and then here you can adjust the distance, very, very easy. And I'm gonna pull it all the way back, that way you guys can see what this other button does. You see the gaps? You can actually no, you can bring the this is size and this is distance. So let me pull it back, that way you guys can see what I'm doing. And here you see curvature, right? This is not something you can do with the Viture. So these curvatures allow you to easily see the screen when you pan your head. So when the screens are closer to you, like in this case, right? If you don't have this curvature, right, the screen is going to be farther away from you. But with this right here, it kind of tilts it towards you. That way when you look over here, it still feels like you're looking at the screen directly in front of you, just like that side as well. And you can also increase the gaps between the display. You can put 0 gaps, or you can have a little bit of gaps. I have the next display option here, which is landscape in the middle, and portrait windows on the sides. So over here I have a portrait window which I can open, something like this in a portrait form, and then I can have, maybe YouTube or video editor on this side right here. I mean, in the middle, and then I could have another portrait window like Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, or whatever on the sides. So this is pretty interesting for productivity or for someone that likes to do maybe coding or something. I don't know what you would use this for. All I know is it's pretty cool, and I like the fact that there is an option for this. So what you guys are looking at right now is the three stack displays. So I have the bottom window, the middle window, and the top window. And let me show you guys what I meant by uh, controlling it is hard. You'd have to, for you to adjust screen size, you either have to memorize or go here and right click. And now you can see all the commands. As you guys can see, making an adjustment is just not as intuitive. Like, look at all this stuff you have to memorize, the keyboard combinations. Nobody's gonna do that. The only thing I've memorized is these two right here. The calibration, the zoom in and out. But there are just way too many things to memorize. And another problem is you can't just drag and drop. If you try to drag and drop, the Windows will not allow you. So that's a little disappointing. I wish there was just an easier way to control it. But other than that, though, now this one, there is no screen tearing at all. There is no screen wobble. I mean, this is perfect. Like, this is the most stable view of all of them so far. What you're looking at now is the ultra wide display, and this is very stable, like very, very stable. This is something that I can actually do productivity in. I think that so far the most stable is um, either the ultra wide display or the three stacked display. When you do three separate windows, it's not as stable. You get a lot of screen tearing, but this right here is very, very stable. There is no, okay, there's a little bit of screen tearing, but it's, I mean, it's damn near perfect. Okay, I won't say perfect because the screen drift is kind of it bothers me a little bit. So, but if you don't have the extra ones, this is your only option right here. Um, as you guys can see, once again, you can make it smaller. As you guys can see, I'm zooming in and zooming back out and zooming in. Uh, and when you control it, it's a little slow. Like right now, I'm not even touching anything, and all those keys that I pressed. The control is a little laggy, but this works. The positive to this is that you can make use of this. You can open any app that you want. So for example, if I open, let me bring a file explorer in. So let's say I have this file explorer, right? One of the things that Windows does, like I was saying earlier, is that it allows you to open it in whatever way you want to. So I can actually just open this in the middle and open another app here and then open another app here and just work like that. These are your only options if you don't have the extra ones. The extra one have the 3DOF built in, and it's extremely stable. It's just perfect. This right here, if the extra one's ultra wide mode is a 9 out of 10, this will be like a 5 out of 10. Now you might say 5, wow, that's low. No, it's not low. It's just it's almost perfect. It's just that the screen drift is a real issue, because even just now it's already drifting to the left. So that can be very, very annoying if you have to keep moving it back to the middle. I've done the recalibration thing over and over, but for some reason it still keeps going to the left. So I'm not really sure
how I can go about that. And the new update doesn't work, so you kind of stuck with this. Another downside to this is that it's a software that you're running on your PC, so it's gonna drain the PC even more. And since I started running this PC software, I can hear the fan on my computer come on, and because I'm running this software and I have nothing else running, like I don't even, the only thing open is literally a file explorer, and I can hear the fan running. Well, my screen recorder as well, but I can hear the fan running all because it has to power this software. So you can imagine if you're trying to video edit or edit a video and you have to run this piece and you have to run this software for productivity, it's gonna drain your computer's battery pretty fast. And that was my biggest issue with Nebula on Windows. While it did work to some level, Nebula Windows drained my PC's battery extremely fast. Now, this, to give Viture credit, this one is definitely more energy efficient than Nebula Windows, but it's still consuming a lot more power. Now, something like Xreal One, the glasses that has ultra wide native in the glasses, that one does not use any power. Well, very little power just to turn on the glasses. That's it. You're not having to run an entire software on your computer. So that one is by far the best glasses you can use for productivity. But like I said, if you don't have that one and you only have the features, then this is your best case scenario. You can also try Air Armani. Maybe Air Armani will work better for you. But once again, man, I want to love this software so much. But the screen drift is just really, really bad. I have tried all the options that it tells me to do, and the calibration, I keep doing it, but it just keeps moving from time to time. Anyway, guys, that has been it. If you want to try other features of this app, if you want to try the other display modes like single, side by side, just download it and try it yourself and see how it works for you. As you guys can see, you can mirror your display or extend your display, you know. But yeah, catch you guys in the next one. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.